This video demonstrates creating a new roundabout using the road editing tools on the sidebar. The location of the roundabout used for this example, the intersection of Avery Road and Brand Road, is just outside of Columbus, nearby the State Road 315 example study area used for the other training topics. First, add the cross-street links and node as though it is a conventional intersection. The road class assigned to these links in the initial step should reflect that of the approach streets, not the roundabout class. Go to the Streets tab on the sidebar, choose Street Options, set Road Class to Major Collector, and leave the other settings as they are, since both cross streets in this case have the same road class and have one lane in each direction. Starting with the east-west street, choose Add Link, click First starting at a point west of the intersection. Click several more times, moving in the eastbound direction, placing the intermediate shape points so they're aligned with the center line or median of the roadways as much as possible. Double-click at a point east of the intersection to finish adding the link. While still in the editing buffer, if the segments are not already set to transparent, go to the Quick Street Options tab and enable that option. Follow the same order of steps for the north-south street, beginning at a point north of the intersection and moving in the southbound direction. A new node is created where the two links now meet. This node should be positioned somewhere within the central island of the roundabout in the background imagery, but it does not need to be precisely at the center. Next, add the roundabout's circulating lanes and the entry and exit lanes. In the Streets tab of the sidebar, choose Add Roundabout. Click as close as possible to the midpoint of the central island, not necessarily at the center of the intersection node created in the previous step. This prompts the Configure Roundabout menu. To minimize additional time and effort for road editing in the steps that follow, it may be helpful to review which specific parts of the roundabout that these parameters refer to, and to take the measurements on the background imagery or Google Earth beforehand as needed. For this example, we can assume this has already been done and enter the input values as follows. The links and nodes representing the roundabout's circulating lane and entry and exit lanes will be automatically created and will replace the intersection node. The remaining steps will focus on refining this initial template geometry to match with the actual geometry. Next, add the median at the eastbound approach. Choose Select and click on the link upstream of the splitter island at the eastbound approach to enter the editing buffer. Choose Split and click on the area to the left of where the second lane is added. Choose Add Remove Median and click on the segment between this area and the splitter island. The default median width for divided center lines is set to 12 feet. So choose Select, hold down the Shift and Control keys, then click and drag the shape points at the ends of the segments to align the intermediate shape points with the yellow striping along the inner edge of the pavement. Note that holding the Shift key while clicking and dragging the end of a segment will move all shape points on the segment, leaving the opposite end anchored. Holding the Control key, on the other hand, while clicking and dragging the end of the segment will move one side of the median but not the other. Next, modify the curvature and turning angles at each link and node in the circulating area of the roundabout. Go link by link around the roundabout, adding or shifting shape points at the splitter island links and circulating links as needed to add curvature and match with the background imagery. Pay attention to the merge nodes where the entry link meets the incoming circulating link. The angle at which these links meet and the way their lane connectors are shaped play an important role in roundabout traffic operations in the simulation and the delay experienced at each approach. Also note that the stop bars of the entry links should align with the most upstream point of the yield markers in the background imagery. That is, the shape point on the left-hand edge of the stop bars should be aligned with the left-hand edges of the yield markers. Now add the median at the westbound approach using the same order of steps as applied to the opposing eastbound approach. Choose Split and click on the area just to the right of where the hatched pavement markings begin to separate the opposing lanes. Choose Add Remove Median and click on the segment between this area and the splitter island. Choose Select, hold down the Shift and Control keys, and realign the shape points with the striping on the left edge of the pavement. Now add both of the right turn bypass links. Starting with the eastbound approach, choose Select and click on the link upstream of the splitter island to enter the editing buffer. Choose Street Options, enable the one-way option, click OK. Choose Add Link and click first on the existing splitter island node at the eastbound approach to set the upstream end of the new link there. Then double-click on the southbound exiting node to set the downstream end of the new link there. Choose Add Turn Bay and use 2 single clicks to extend the length of the lane leading into the channelized turn upstream just a short distance. Repeat the same order of steps for the right turn bypass lane at the southbound approach. Add a new one-way link starting upstream at the existing splitter island node and ending downstream at the exiting westbound node. At this point, a couple of minor adjustments are needed to allow for realistic vehicle movements at the roundabout. First, note that the lane connectors that were automatically added to the nodes where the bypass lanes merge are allowing both exiting and entering movements out of and into the roundabout. To correct this, and only allow the bypass lanes to take the first exit, choose Delete Lane Connector and click on the 2 lane connectors that connect the bypass lanes with the circulating lanes. Second, the circulating lanes in the northeast and southwest corners of the roundabout are very short and too narrow, causing unrealistic turning angles to and from its adjacent nodes. To correct this for each lane, choose Edit Simulation Attributes. Click on the lane, go to the Lane tab, and increase the width to 20 feet. Last, add the median at the southbound approach, using a similar order of steps applied for the eastbound and westbound approaches. Choose Select and click on the link at the southbound approach to enter the editing buffer. Choose Split and click on the area just below where the hatched pavement markings end and separate the opposing lanes. Choose Add Lane and click on the southbound lane in the segment directly above the splitter island node to add the extra storage bay leading to the bypass lane. Be sure to click on the outside edge of the existing lane so that the new lane is added to the right of it in the direction of flow, and so that the road's center line does not shift from its initial position. Choose Add Remove Median and click on the neighboring segment to the north where the hatched pavement area is shown. Once all the appropriate edits detailed in the previous steps are applied, check over the whole roundabout configuration one last time. If further refinements are needed to add curvature at any links, add or reposition the intermediate shape points as needed. The last couple of adjustments to make are needed for more realistic traffic operations at the roundabout. First, add the lane changing restriction at the southbound approach. In the Streets tab of the sidebar, choose Edit Simulation Attributes, click on the right-hand lane, go to the Lane tab, select Lane Changing to Left to Prohibited. Likewise, click on the left-hand lane, go back to the Lane tab, and select Lane Changing to Right to Prohibited. Second, at the approaches with bypass lanes, we need to prevent the vehicles that enter the roundabout from the inner lanes from using the first exits that are intended for vehicles using the bypass lanes. This movement involves multiple nodes and links, so we need to use a turn prohibition. Go to Tools, Toolbars, Turn Prohibition Editor. You'll be prompted to create a bin table that will save the references to the restricted turning movements. Create an Input Project subfolder if you haven't already done so, and save the new bin file, naming it Turn Prohibitions. In the Turn Prohibition editor, choose Add Turn Prohibition Sequence. Click on the three links in order at both approaches that represent the turning movement to be restricted. The inner entry lane, followed by the circulating lane, and then the exit lane. Choose Save Changes to save each of them.